Susan, do you want to tell us what ACORN is?
Well, it's a simple prayer. It's asking, the ACORN, asking God. So wake up in the morning and you just ask this prayer. Lord, is there somebody you would like me to connect with today? And to make that clear to us. So it's very simple. It's just that prayer, and it's just believing that God is in our space. He's present, and He's with us, and He's working in us. He wants to work in us, and we're just asking that to make connections there. So it's Him that's doing the work. So we just say that prayer and then drop it, and then just go through our day and watch, listen. Is there somebody, is there a name that comes into mind that we might not normally think of? And if that's the case, to make that connection with that person, maybe give them a phone or go round and see them.
And if you do meet somebody and you feel this could be somebody that God has put here in front of me, what would you then say to them?
So a lot of it is about just, how are you doing? How are things going for you just now? And just starting that conversation.
And then,
as simple as that.
Is there another step after that?
Afterwards, to be able to go and to obey. So going back to that, when you feel that there's a name, sense that there's a name being put into mind, to call that person, and then to obey. We're hearing God and believing that God is in it, and then afterwards to report back. To speak to somebody else. It's always nice to be able to share these stories, to say, well, this is, I spoke to this person today. I believe, this person's name came into my mind. And so, I've had this conversation and, maybe ended up praying with them or praying for them, or maybe they've mentioned a name of a family member or a friend or something. And so afterwards, I say, well, I believe God wants me to pray for them. So we don't really know. And it's that reporting back and coming together with somebody else and trying to work through it. Well, where is God in this? What is it? What is he doing?
And Susan, how did you come across ACORN, and how do you feel it fits with your faith and the way you live as a Christian?
So I heard about, you get these emails about things, or you hear in church, or there's something, there's some sort of meeting about such and such a thing. So I heard about ACORN, and I thought that sounds something like I would like to find out more. So I did I went along to this ACORN event, and I thought, yeah, absolutely, it's so simple. And I just think for Christians, it's bringing God into our lives. It's saying, well, yeah, God is real. He's and what allowing Him to lead the way. Because often we say to God, yeah, I'm going to do this and ask for it to be blessed. But this way it's saying, well, God, what do you need me to do? What can I do?
And Susan, could you give us an episode perhaps that's happened? Obviously, keep it anonymous as much, but just a specific episode or kind of little story that illustrates what you're talking about. So,
hairdressers. That seems to be the end thing. So the wee girl that was washing my hair, this was, she was washing my hair, And, I says, oh, what are you up to? How things going for you just now? And she answered me and she says, what about you? So I says, well, I've got church. I think it was a Saturday. I've got church tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. And she says, her mum, it turned out her mum had used to go to church when she was very little, and then things, she grew up and grew away from church. And when there was a point in her life that somebody had approached her and asked her if she would like to go to church with her. And she said, yeah, she said she would like to, but she didn't feel dressed right. She dressed in very sort of casual clothes and quite trendy clothes and that, and she didn't feel that she would fit in. And, she said, well, what are your thoughts on it? And I said, well, yeah, go for it. Absolutely. And if you go into church and if it actually feels you don't feel welcome, you don't feel quite right, go and find another one. Just keep going until you find something that seems right. So she was like, yeah. So the next time I saw her, she says, yeah, my mum did go. And yeah, she feels, she did feel very welcome. And so yeah, it's just, I don't know what will happen after that.
Sure.
I don't think I saw her again. Often with hairdressers, the staff are changing quite regularly. So I don't know. I don't need to know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just giving it to God. It's just saying, well, God, I noticed. So that notice saying, well, yeah, God was in that. Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah. Thank you, Susan. That's
You're
great.
welcome. You're welcome.